Well, we did it. We got all that sawdust piled up in the back of the truck, and it's hard to pick up on camera, but that was a pretty good pile. I bet that if I leveled that out, it'd probably not quite be level with the truck bed, but pretty darn close. So now, just gotta find a place to put it. Just got done unloading that load of sawdust at the landfill. Took it back to the yard waste section, and they have a ton of logs back there. I am going to see if I can talk to somebody about coming and picking them up and possibly even getting them delivered to the house. This is one of those times where a grapple truck or a grapple trailer would be amazing to have. So let's go hit the scales and see how much that load of sawdust weighed. So back at the house and looking at the receipt, pretty sure their scales are not calibrated correctly. Says all that sawdust only weighed 40 pounds. So, I mean, that worked out in my favor. I'm not complaining, but kind of disappointed that I didn't get to find out how much it weighed. So yeah, it was 40 pounds, according to the scales there at the landfill. The next task for the day is to finish cutting up a order for some 1x6 fencing, and I cut up 3 logs the other day. I cut some of these 13-foot long guys down to 8 feet. Some of them were closer to 14 foot, but I'm still gonna cut those logs up, those little end pieces there, into who knows what. Maybe I'll make coffee tables out of them or something. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm sure I'll find a use for them somewhere. But I gotta pull one of these logs out, and I need 20 more 1x6s. Let's drag it over to the sawmill and get those cut up. So as you can see, this next log is relatively straight on this section here, but then it curves up there, and right about that point is 8.5 feet. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one at 8.5 feet, put it on the sawmill, get hopefully the rest of those boards that I need for that fencing order. It would appear I need to sharpen the chain on the chainsaw, but I'll do that later. Let's go ahead and get the truck hooked up and yank this thing over here to the mill.
cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Shit on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame. Yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up.
Whew, getting hot. Had to come over here under this oak tree to cool down. But I got that log all cut up, and looking back at the footage, it actually took me about the same amount of time to cut that log with the chainsaw and load it on the mill as it did to cut it on the mill. So the loading process is definitely what takes the longest time on this LT15. Maybe someday I can justify having a tractor or a loader of some kind, or getting a hydraulic mill. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. It's time for me to go pick up the kids from school. I ended up with 8 1x6s out of that log, and then a few offcuts that I need to trim up later. But I do have a nice little pile of offcuts that I need to mill down, resaw, I suppose is the proper term, and I can probably get the rest of my order out of those. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Well, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you have a good one.